Here's my E-Flite Blade SR with quite a few upgrades that I've done to it, but the latest one is this Fusuno fiberglass canopy that was pre-painted. But the whole helicopter has quite a few upgrades. It's got pretty much an entire micro-heli aluminum head, blade grips, head unit, swash plates aluminum, micro-heli carbon fiber blades. I forget what company makes these, but they're carbon fiber fins, horizontal and vertical stabilizer fins. And then of course the whole helicopter itself has been rebuilt because I had a really bad crash. I ran it right into a tree. So it's pretty much got brand new motor, brand new ESC, brand new gyro. Everything was kind of messed up. Gyro was okay actually, but I didn't get a new gyro anyway. So it's got, like I said, new motor, new ESC. All three servos had to be replaced. I had to replace the main gear, main shaft, feathering shaft, flybar paddles were messed up. So it's almost pretty much a whole new helicopter. Now tail boom too. I had to replace tail boom, bent the tail boom. And landing skids broke too. But believe it or not, the frame survived. Not anything wrong with the frame at all. So I was able to reuse the frame. And so the frame and all the micro-heli aluminum stuff survived. Oh, and I had to replace the this flybar cage too. That was messed up. So the links were gone. I had to put new links on there. A couple were missing. They were bad. I just put new ones on. The swash plate links. Yeah, new swash plate links too. Those were messed up enough just to put new ones on. Looked like I had spares on hand. But anyway, let's go over. I wanted to go over the fiberglass canopy here. Pretty nice canopy. I got it from, I ordered it off of Amy and Hobbies. Yeah, I ordered from Amy Hobbies. There's not a lot of aftermarket canopy options for the SR. I looked at a few different sites and I did finally find one at Amy and Hobbies by Fusuno, and it was all they had was this one. But it's a really nice canopy. And it didn't come with the grommets. So I had to use the stock grommets that came with the stock canopy. But it's got a real nice finish with the paint, with the airbrushing they did. Very sharp. It really shows up outside. I flew it on Sunday, and it was really cloudy, and it was hard to see, but this canopy helped a lot. And yesterday I flew it in the sun, and man, did it ever show up. Real nice. Just doing figure eights and circuits and flying it around, and I could really see it in the sky. It was so much easier to see. So and I also did have to trim it. This here was pretty much a solid piece that came all the way over and came up and up around like that. Pretty much came out and came all the way over. Same thing on the other side. So I had to use, I recommend using these tools here from Dynamite. There's other brands out there, but these nice, they're Lexan body scissors. I have the curved ones, and I've got the straight ones. I use both. So they're both real nice. Real nice tools for that. So I cut this out with these. So I got a real nice tab there, like the stock one had the tab to go underneath here to secure it. So I made that because it was just straight all the way across. So I cut it out. I made some marks to with the stock canopy to figure out whereabouts my tab needed to be, and just cut it out very carefully. And then I had to cut into here too, like I said, because it wasn't going to look right if I didn't. So now it's a real nice smooth finish, and it looks factory. You can't even really, when it's on there, you can't even tell that I did any trimming at all. And after I trimmed it, I used, of course, I got these real fine toothed files here. I've got this one here, it's a round and a flat. I used both to kind of get the best effect. This is nice for initially, it's a little coarser, but not too coarse, so just kind of went and just kind of smoothed it out. With this, got nice and smooth. Didn't even actually have to use sandpaper. This is a really fine grit file here, and it's just worked perfectly. I used a marker basically to mark where I needed to trim it, and then I went with the finer grit file and just finished smoothing out any rough edges I might have had. So it feels just about as smooth as up here where it wasn't even touched. So turned out real nice. And then I had to use my Lexan body reamer. You can use a drill, but I recommend using one of these. So much easier, and you get a perfect hole every time. So I use one of these because they have these small holes when it comes from the factory, but they're not big enough. So you got to make them bigger. And like I said, it didn't come with the rubber grommets, so I had to supply those from my stock Canopy. But I mean, take your time, make sure the hole is perfect. So I had to, go in there a little bit at a time. I put the grommet on there and make sure it was a real tight fit. So I had to go back, take it back out, take a little more, go back in, do a little more, put the grommet back in there, make sure it wasn't, and then eventually I got the perfect fit. So just take your time, and you'll have a real nice fitting canopy. And a little something extra I did, because I noticed that I just wanted some cooling. So I did take the body reamer and made a couple cooling holes in the bottom to get some nice airflow through the motor and on the ESC, and up through the motor, up through the battery too. Because when I flew it, just felt like it was getting a little bit hotter than stock Canopy. I don't know why, but so I just went all the way through with this hole, and then went about halfway with this hole, and it looks pretty cool, and it gets some nice airflow there. So that's what I did to get this canopy to fit on my Blade SR. So when you get one for your Blade SR, you will have to trim it. Obviously, it's not anything too major, but you will need to trim it because it doesn't fit unless you trim it. So real nice canopy. I like it a lot. Highly recommend it. And that's all.